Hello and welcome to another edition of I'm Ranj, and today I will be giving you the capper comparison picks for the NFL Super Wildcard weekend, Saturday Wildcard, Super Wildcard, not car, brum brum. These are the Saturday games for the playoffs, Wildcard weekend. Okay, if you're new to my show, what I do is I take free picks off the YouTube and sound it out. And I put those picks comparatively, that's capper, handicapper. I take handicappers picks, or predictors if you want to call them that. I take their picks, their free picks off the internet, specifically YouTube for NFL, and I place them side by side. For NFL, I do put links in the description because they're all video picks. However, when I do college, like NCAA basketball and football, I also use article picks, and I don't put the link to that. It's just the guys I use for football, for NFL, and for UFC are lower subscription type, like they don't have 20,000 subscribers. So that's why I put their link in my description so you can check them out and help support the little guy, if you know what I mean. And me too. If you haven't subscribed to me, please do that. Thanks. Anyway, let's get right to it. At 105, we have a great AFC showdown between the Indianapolis Colts and the Buffalo Bills. Circle the wagons. Anyway, the Colts are 11-5 on the season, and they are getting 6.5 points. These odds are from Bovada, like just recently. I just took them maybe 20 minutes ago. They're taking on Buffalo Bills, 13-3. Josh Allen's playing great. The Buffalo Bills are playing phenomenal football right now. They have to cover 6.5, or on the money line, they're minus 290. Yuck. Colts are plus 240 to win outright. Okay, the total is set at 51 points. Now, let's get this board dirty and see what these handicappers have to say. All right, taking the Colts, we've got Big Rye and the Fat Guy. That's, oh man, I need a better black marker. Nor this one's smudgy. Can you give me one? Please. That's not black. That's not black. Here, go. Okay. Or yeah, this one's better. Okay.
That one's kind of big.
Yeah, that one's like you should put that with yours. Look, there's a black marker. What are those, jump ones? Whatever. Anyway, Big Ryan the Fat Guy. They put their, I'm a member of their little, I forgot Big, but it's Big Rye and Fat Guy. I'm a member of their YouTube channel.
This is a marker sheet.
Yep. And they put their opening line picks out, and then they do another show for, that's members only. Then they do another show early too, like Monday nights. Usually this is throughout the season, of course now it's a little, but still early they put their picks out. And then they do another show later on in the week after the lines have changed. For example, this Colts 6.5, this opened up at 7. That's what I have written down from when I watched Big Ryan Fat Guy. So it shows a little bit of line movement. The total went from, I think it was 52, now it's at 51. Okay, so Big Ryan Fat Guy, they're on the Colts. Fat Guy did say he was going to wait for the closing line, but it's going the other way, bud. It's starting to walk the way you don't want it to, because they were getting 7, now it's dropped to 6.5, so that means a little bit of money must be coming in on the Colts. Fat Guy was expecting, Bills are a big public bet team. Big Rye has all those stats, like which teams have been bet on by the public throughout the season the most, which teams had the most money put on them. Oh, he's the stats guy. But anyway, well, that's a great picture. You got all my buttons to the side. They're kind of in the middle, but still. And you got the pocket. That's good. Good job, Nor. Yep. Anyway, back to this. I'm sorry about that. I'm going to jump back and forth. Taking the Bills. We got a guy. I haven't used him throughout the season. I don't know why, but his name is John Lawson. He's very opinionated. I like it. He's loud. He kind of yells sometimes. I love that. Was that the cat? That was a lot of force running out that cat door.
Sometimes it is.
John Lawson is taking the Bills. He said no doubt about it. The Bills are going to roll over the Colts. Little notes. Okay, here's some little notes I wrote down. This for injuries. Cole Beasley, he missed last week, and that's why Isaiah McKenzie got those 2 touchdowns in their huge victory over the Dolphins. Fins up. Well, it wasn't up. They beat them 26-56. They beat them by 30 points. Oh my goodness, the Bills. But anyway, Cole Beasley, he's questionable with a knee injury. but still, Isaiah McKenzie obviously can fulfill that slot receiver position. But Cole Beasley is the second top after Stephon Diggs, second top receiver on the team. He's got more catches than, was it John Brown? The Colts, though, they have a guy that's out. They're, I think their starting cornerback, Rock Ya-Sin. He's out concussion protocol. But if he does pass the test, he'll start and play. But if he doesn't, there'll be a guy, Kenny Moore will shift over, play the outside, and DJ Carey will come off the bench to sub in for Kenny Moore. Because that's the spot that I think covers Stephon Diggs outside. Yeah, so that's a key. That's for the sharp bettors out there. That's something they would watch. The public, they're just going to go with it. That's why, value on playoff games, because the average Joes, they might not bet throughout the season, but when it comes playoff time, that's when money's going to come in on the public favored teams. A lot of people like the Bills this year because, Josh Allen, potentially MVP. Anyway. Good night, baby. Can I have a hug? Good night. Mwah. Okay. Moving on. Also taking the Colts, we got Mr. YTC. He's the one, he throws up the scores and photos of good visuals on his little thing. He's got the Colts losing but covering, so he's taking the points. He's got scored 21-25, which will be over that 51. That's Mr. YTC. And coming from me, that's what JT Dangerously said. JT Dangerously is on the Bills. And I keep messing it up, but he's got a little club called the Dangerous Alliance. But during his show, I kept, for many weeks, I thought he kept saying the Dangerous Lions. The Dangerous Lions, but it's Dangerous Alliance. JT Dangerously. And he's got to fix his audio. He tries to do these he tries to inject these audio things like Bart Simpson, like when somebody that big blowout over the Dolphins. I think he's like, what do I got to say to that? Ha ha! And the Bart Simpson laugh. But it's like he's pressing a tape recorder or something, because you see his finger go up, and he does intro music, the NFL music when it's like the game start. And he does like the air keyboard. It's great. JT Dangerously, I love him. He's a great show. Anyway, check him out. He's taking the Bills. Okay. Faiz or Faz. It's Faz, but he spells it F-A-I-Z. Faiz. He's got a whiteboard too. He doesn't write as neat as me. Faz Sports Talk, and he doesn't compare Cappers or anything. He just writes down his picks or circles them or something. Faz Sports Talk. He's got the Colts losing but covering the 6.5. Then we got the Goat House. Now, Goat House, I shouldn't put him up here because he got way too many subscribers, but I like him anyway. It's the Riz. I like the Goat House Riz from the Goat House because he posts the score 24-31. That's man. Before that's yeah, so he's got the Bills just barely covering that 6.5. And, of course, that's over the 51, too. Then we got Greedo. Now, Greedo is a UFC. I use him for UFC handicapping, but I'm a subscriber, and Greedo plays. And I noticed he put up some, he also does, like, gaming. He does Madden seasons. He's biased. That's why he's taking the Colts, because he's a Patriots fan. He did the Patriots season and stuff, and he does like I think basketball or something. He does like EA Sports games. He's a gamer YouTuber, but he does great UFC videos, prediction videos, and this was a pretty good NFL weekend prediction video. Anyway, he's got the Colts winning outright. Money line, he said. Or he said he's got him winning outright. He didn't care about the score. But like I said, I'm pretty sure he's biased, being that he's a Patriots fan. It's hard for a NFC East fan to root for other NFC East teams that are interdivision. But yeah, I know, I hear you. I see what you're saying. 1, 2, 3, 4. And not finally, we also got Touchdown Kingdom. That's Richie from Jets Media. He also has a Touchdown Kingdom show, and he does scores. Look at this. Exactly the same score prediction as Riz from the Goat House. Crazy. He's good at nailing other predictors' scores. He does that almost every show I've used him. Richie. Sometimes I think maybe he might be watching other predictors and getting, or I don't know. I can't say that. Richie's good. He's good. Finally, Smoke Man Joe for the tiebreaker. This is one of his 3 money picks he made. He did the whole weekend, and of the 6 games, he's got 3 lock it in money picks, and he's definitely on Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. Smoke Man Joe, he's got him to win and cover. So I'm going to just put the $, circle it as his money pick. Smoke Man Joe. Okay. So finally, it's up to me. And yeah, I don't like to do this, but because I'm a Jets fan. I don't like to admit that, but what are you gonna do? My brother and my parents are big hardcore Buffalo fans, and I hate having to. And I'm going to watch playoffs with them too this Saturday. So, but yeah, I think the Bills are going to do it, and I'll tell you why. It's because against the spread, the Colts, I think, I heard a stat from one of these cappers that, the Bills are like 8-0 ATS last 8 games, and the Colts are like something like 1-5 against the spread or something. I don't know. I was listening to it on my ride home, so I didn't write it down or nothing, but Bills have definitely a better against the spread record by almost double than the Colts. And the Colts, it's just Phillip Rivers, man. Can you really trust that guy? Josh Allen is playing like an MVP should play. He's the only I see. The Bills do have a few holes in their running rush defense, which I think can be exposed by Jonathan Taylor there, but I still think the Bills are going to be able to get it done and cover that 6.5 regardless. I'm taking the over 51. I'm not going to waste time throwing up a score. I do that sometimes, but this one, because it's already late, and my daughter's bedtime. Brandon, can you turn that down a little bit?
Okay.
I'm just going to say, take the Bills and take the over the 51. The Colts will score. The Bills will score more. The Colts defense is good, but it's not good enough, especially if that guy Rock Ya-Sin, if he's out, that's going to be a big play difference he'll be the guy that was supposed to cover Stephon Diggs. Or it's still the other side. They got John Brown on the other side. So, and if Cole Beasley misses, not terrible because obviously Isaiah McKenzie filled his shoes pretty well last week with 2 touchdowns in that same spot. So anyway, the Bills, I'm pretty confident they're going to win and cover, and I take the over on that pick. Okay, moving on. At 4:40, we've got Los Angeles Rams playing the Seattle Seahawks for the 3rd time this year. The Rams are coming in 10-6. They're getting 3.5 points. That line moved from 4.5. That's where it opened up at, which is surprisingly, I thought it was going to move the other way. I thought the Seahawks were going to have to cover more because Jared Goff had his little broken thumb issue, surgery on his thumb, December 29th. And that is his throwing hand thumb. Like John Wolford, whatever, he filled in, and they got the victory over the Arizona Cardinals last week. Was it 17? I wrote it down. 7-18. They won, and John Wolford, he did that because obviously. But now Jared Goff, he may or may not be in this. I don't know. And if he is in it, it's his throwing thumb, and he broke it. So he's not going to be 100%. I think he'll be nursing it a little bit, even if he does play. So I would expect John Wolford probably have to go in there and play his first NFL playoff game. Anyway, any injuries on the Seahawks? There was the question about Jamal Adams. Pete Carroll was like, I don't know if he's going to play. I don't know if he's going to be ready. But Jamal Adams went on Twitter or something. He tweeted, I'm definitely playing. Not a question, no doubt about it. I'm playing. So Jamal Adams will be playing for the Seahawks. Otherwise, I don't see any injuries affecting the pick. The Seahawks are coming off that win against the 49ers, but they won by 3, 26-23. They are 12-4. They have to cover 3.5, obviously. Minus 175. That's not horrible. That's that's pretty good money line to lay 175 just for the Seahawks to win outright. If you want to cover the 3.5, it'll bring that 175 to an even 100. So even number, meaning you bet $100, you get your 100 back and an additional $100. This, you would have to bet 175 to earn 100. Rams money line plus 155, meaning you put that $100 on If they win outright, you win back your 100 and 155 in addition to that. So, here we go. This is a good one too. A lot of both sides here. There's a tiebreaker. Okay, taking the Rams to lose but cover, Smokeman Joe. This is not one of his money bets, but he's got the Rams plus the points. He thinks they're going to lose, but he thinks they'll cover. And like I said, he might have been saying that when the line was at 4.5, it did come down to 3.5. So keep that in mind. Riz from the Goat House, he predicted the score: Rams 17, Seahawks 23. Therefore, winning by 6, definitely covering. That's a good score. That's pretty wise. Touchdown Kingdom, his score on the other hand, TDK, Richie from Touchdown Kingdom, he's like 31 for the Rams, 34 for the Seahawks, barely missing the cover. So that's why I put them. These are ATS picks. My comparison, even though someone like JT Dangerously never mentions anything about points, I think he might be just picking the winner. But that's too easy. That's you give money line. You can just take the favorites, and you got to be sharper than that. And play the points. So whatever he says on his show, I put it as ATS just cause. So anyway, back to this. Touchdown Kingdom 31-34. Then we have, speaking of JT Dangerously, he's taking his Seattle Seahawks. He's a Seahawks fan and a Patriots fan, but he does like the Seahawks more than the Patriots because that's who he took back in week 3 when they played each other. And what's he say? He says something about Russ. He's got names for like DK Metcalf, like little dangerous DK. I don't know. He's entertaining. JT Dangerously. He's got his Seattle Seahawks. Then the John Lawson. He's the very outspoken handicapper. I like him. I should have used him more this season. Next season, I'm definitely going to. I don't know why I didn't. I picked up on him late, though. That's the thing. He's got the Rams losing, but covering. Once again, consider it might have been at 4.5. Greedo plays. He's on board with the Seahawks winning and covering. And this went down. They had to cover 4.5 before. Now they only cover 3.5. So that favors the bettors taking the Seahawks. Where are we at? Okay. FaZe Sports. Fize. I think it's FaZe. Foz Sports. I don't know. Sports Talk. Same thing. He said the same thing. He's got the Rams. He's got Seahawks winning, but the Rams to cover. So ATS, he's got Rams. His money would be going to that side. And Fat Guy, Big Ryan Fat Guy, they're on the Seahawks, and they had him covering 4.5 because that's, like I said, opening lines. I watched them first before anybody. So Fat Guy's on the Seahawks, definitely covered 3.5 now, and he's like a shark. To him, every half a point means something. He's one of those value. He sees the value and stuff. Him and Big Rye are like on a different playing field compared to like. I'm not taking nothing away from any of these other guys, but their breakdowns and their knowledge and their statistical studies and their lingo is their betting vocabulary. It's on a different level compared to other YouTube handicappers like myself. They're much better than I am. It's like they're almost at a professional level. I think that might be their full-time job. I don't know. But yeah, check them out definitely if you haven't already. Big Rye and the Fat Guy. And for the tiebreaker, we've got Mr. YTC. He put the score up. Coincidentally, it's the same thing as Richie from Touchdown Kingdom. That's what I was saying. Richie's good with picking other cappers' scores. Mr. YTC is taking the Rams to lose from the score of 31 to 34. What a coincidence. Richie and Riz. Richie and Mr. YTC. Weird. That's just a weird coincidence. Anyway, now it's on me because I'm going with Seattle. I'm taking the Seahawks to win and cover. Even if Goff was good to go and playing at 100%, I don't think that the Rams can do it. This is more going to be a defensive battle because, the Rams, they're talented all over their defense. They have star players in a lot of key positions throughout their defense. And the Seahawks, Russell Wilson's just, he was picked for MVP rankings back before the season even started. So the Seahawks are legendarily good. I think and Pete Carroll is one of my, hands down, he's one of the best coaches still to coach right now, still coaching. He's great. Pete Carroll's fantastic coach. And Jamal Adams, he's psyched. He will play, he said. So, and he's what is he? Safety or D end or something? Yeah, he's safety or strong safety. I didn't write it down, but I think he's like cornerback or strong safety, or he's a defensive back. Jamal Adams. Didn't he come from the Jets? He did. Yeah, he's like the strong safety. Anyway, he's psyched to play. I'm taking them. However, like I said, the defense is going to be a defensive clash. So I'm taking the under 42. I'm not, you know what? The score, I will say, if I'm not going to write it, but I would say something like 14 to 10. Something like that, I think. I don't think it's going to be a very high-scoring game. Finally, we've got Saturday's night game to wrap up the Saturday Super Wildcard to Saturday slate. We've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Washington football team. Tampa Bay comes in with a record of 11-5. They have to cover 8 points. At line moved from 9. That's also surprising. But on the money line, they're favored at -400. Yeek. Washington coming in with a losing record, 7-9. I think that might be potentially the worst record of a playoff team that I know of. But anyway, they are coming in 7-9 as the underdog, getting 8 points. They are plus 300 on the money line to win outright, and they're at home underdog. It's going to be cold and snowy up in Washington. I don't know about snowy, but it is definitely going to. It's cold up in Washington. Tampa Bay, coming from a warm climate, traveling up here. Just keep that in mind too. The total set at 44.5. All right. Tampa Bay's coming off that win against the Falcons. Atlanta, 27-45. 44. Handled them. However, Mike Evans, he hyperextended his left knee, so he is questionable. I think that he might be out. I don't know. It went from doubt to it was doubtful to I don't know. I think Mike Evans might be out, but it still doesn't matter. They have still got Godwin, Brown, and Gronkowski, and this is the playoffs. And Tom Brady. Anyway, over for Washington, Alex Smith. He's likely gonna play. He did have a strained calf. Terry McLaurin had like a issue with ankle, I think, left ankle, but he had a half practice or something. He showed up on Wednesday for a little walkthrough drills or whatever. Antonio Gibson's got turf toe, but both those players they played last week. They pushed through it and they had that stuff before. So yeah. So pretty much I think everybody, all the key players will be playing for the Washington football team. And Tampa Bay, I think the only key player that will probably miss, I think, is going to be Mike Evans. I think he's out. So, taking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, we've got JT Dangerously. He is a big fan of the Tom Brady. And so, therefore, he's a Patriot. A lot of Patriots fans are Brady fans. So once Brady went to Tampa Bay, a lot of Patriots fans followed him there. Now we got Touchdown Kingdom taking the Redskins, the Washington football team. TDK. Touchdown Kingdom has a score Tampa Bay winning, but Washington covering 31-27. He's got it going over the 44.5. And Washington staying within the 8 points. Like I said, that did drop down from 9, so that means money's coming in. You know what? Because the Washington football team is very easily likable. Look at Ron Rivera. I mean, he beat cancer. I'm pretty sure. I know he was battling cancer. I think he beat it. I think he won, which is awesome. That's great. Alex Smith, he had that injury, and they didn't think he was going to play again. And here he is bringing the team to playoffs. Who doesn't like Alex Smith? Everybody likes Alex Smith. They had got rid of Haskins. They lost their name, the Redskins. Now they're just the Washington. So I can see how they're likable. They're a likable team. They're easy to root for. Let's go. I mean, but Tom Brady and Tampa Bay, Tampa Bay, I see a lot of people in comments on all these handicappers when I watch their videos. In the comments, they're like, "Oh, Tampa Bay, they're going to the Super Bowl," and even though they're coming as a number 5 seed, they're still because all their weapons, all the talent they have throughout the team. I mean, the backfield, I'm having a brain fart, but it's like Campbell or Coleman or what's his damn name? I don't know. But they have the Antonio. Like I said, I listed all the receivers earlier. They're great. Tampa Bay's fantastic. Be careful. Okay. Also taking Tampa Bay, we've got Greedo. Once again, I know he's a Patriots fan, so I think by way of the Patriots, he likes Tom Brady. Fat guy said he thought this was gonna go the other way too. He said he was gonna wait till that number got to 10. He thought the public was gonna jump all over Tampa Bay and throw their money onto that because of Antonio Brown, because of the star power. And Washington had a shit game against the Philadelphia Eagles where, I mean, looked like Doug Peterson, the coach of the Eagles, he pulled out Jalen Hurts and threw in Nate Sudfeld. People are saying he did that so purposely to tank so he can get a better draft pick. And they did move up from, they're the 6th pick in the draft, and they moved up to the 3rd pick or so, or not 3rd, but they moved up like 3 spots, whatever their draft pick was, with that loss. And other conspiracy people are saying he did it just to make sure the Giants wouldn't get it, because if Eagles beat the Redskins, Giants would have went. And there's all this talk. Of course, he's denying everything. He's like, oh, Nate Sudfeld, he deserves a shot. The kid, but no, no, he deserves a shot. Not when it comes to winning whatever. He's got his reasoning. I guess the game didn't tanking. He got a better draft pick, but you lose a lot of integrity for the sport. I know a lot of Philly fans, Eric Arnold, pissed off at Doug Peterson for that little play there. Anyway, back to this. Where was I? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, Fat Guy said he was gonna wait for it to move up to 10, but it's going the other way because it opened up at 9. He said, I'm pretty certain it's gonna go to 10, but he's wrong because it's going the other way, 8. So, but Fat Guy's gonna jump on Washington. Matter of fact, Big Rye never really interjects. Throughout the season, he doesn't interject. He just lets Fat Guy do the talking and make his picks. He'll interject stats and facts about where the public and versus the sharps, the Joe Public versus sharps, who's putting money where and all this stuff. But this one, he said, I'm on the Washington football team, anything +7 or better. Big Rye. So Big Rye said +7 or better, and 8 is better than 7. But so, yeah, awesome. That is, he doesn't do that. He doesn't come out off, and come out and just interject with his pick. But here he did. So that's pretty much, that's something. That's to take into consideration. That counts for something. He's a sharp. Big Rye, he's one of those quiet sharps. He's like a mathematician sharp. He's got the stats and percentages and all this crap. Anyway, taking Tampa Bay. Also, we have FaZe Talk Sports. He's big on the star quality. He says they're hands down better team. It's that 7-9 record from Washington. Then we have John Lawson. He's also all over Tampa Bay. He said there's not a question in his mind on this pick. He's very confident with this. He said, if you want to make money this weekend, listen to me and listen to these picks. That's how he presents himself. He's awesome. John Lawson, taking Tampa. Like his, the thumbnail to click to see the video, the clickbait is him with all this cash, all this money, just like fanning it out and stuff, or throwing it and having it rain. That's just hilarious. John Lawson, good, awesome, good on you, John Lawson. And not finally, but taking Washington, we got Smoke Man Joe. He's got Washington losing, but he thinks this is not one of his money picks. Smoke Man Joe, lose but cover. That's pretty much the consensus. Everybody's got him losing. Nobody's got him winning that on the money line. +300 if they did manage to pull that out. Yeah, but Riz, the Goat House, he's predicting the score: Tampa Bay 27, Washington 16. Riz he's smart too, and he's part of one of those. Like I said, I don't really like using Goat House because they don't need my plug or anything. They have a little team of handicappers there. So I think there's like 4 or 5 of them that are the Goat House. Riz just happens to be one of them, and he happens to do the show with score predictions, so that's the one I watch. But he's smart, Riz, and he explain in his show. He gets into detail why he's pulling those scores for what reason. He gets into it. It's good, and he does it quick too. He doesn't drag his feet like I do. He doesn't ramble on different topics like I do. Riz, his link will be in the description too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm missing somebody. John Lawson, JT Dangerously, Greedo. Oh, finally, Mr. YTC. He's got Tampa Bay. He's got them winning by 10, 37 to 27. Therefore, also going over, and what is this? Is that over 6, 7, 13? Yeah, no, that's under. Riz is the only one that has it going under. Everybody, all the other cappers that put scores up have the game going over. I'll tell you what's going to happen here. Tampa Bay, Tom Brady, y'all know, playoff Brady is one of the best Bradys you're going to get. And he also is one of the best quarterbacks ever. Just so I hate to admit it, but you got to. He's that good. He's good. But here's the deal. If you notice, under pressure, that's his weakness. When you have a strong front four coming in, not blitzing, but still bringing pressure, which Washington's front four has that. Chase Young went off on a little thing saying, I want Tom, right after their victory over, the Eagles. I know that controversy, whether the Eagles tanked or not, Washington beat them. And Chase Young after was like, I want Tom Brady. And there was a big thing, and he's not taking those comments back. He says he's psyched he wants every quarterback, but he especially wants Tom Brady because Tom Brady's a GOAT. Greatest of all time. So that's why Chase Young, defensive end for the Washington football team, he's pumped. And the Washington football team can bring on that front four fierce. Take note, when the Giants beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl, that's how they did it, by pressuring Brady with their front four. I'm not taking the Redskins to win, but I think they should be able to keep it close. They might come out on top. I don't think so. And now Tom Brady and, Tampa Bay is just too good. But I'm siding with not the Redskins, but the Washington football team, plus the points, plus 8. I think it's going to, because of their defense, and Brady's not going to, he's still good, but not as good when he's got pressure in his face. And he doesn't, his drop, he's going to have to Brady's not that mobile of a quarterback. You all know that. He's more of like pocket. He's going to have to come out of the pocket, though, with these 4 guys. With Chase Young is going to force him out of the pocket. So, I think this is going to go under the 44.5. Whew! Man, that was a long one. I'm sorry. I'm going to check the time. Time check. Yeah, 44 minutes. I spent way more than 10 minutes on the game. But this is the Super Wildcard weekend. Had to. Okay, anyway, to recap, Time check. It is. My watch is just about dead. So, anyway, I've got the Bills beating the Colts, circle the wagons, and covering 6.5. I think they're going to actually beat them by like 8 or maybe even more, maybe double digits. I don't know. Colts defense is good, but and moving it. Finally, I got Seattle Seahawks beating the Rams, covering the 3.5, which isn't that much really, and I'm glad it went down. But I think that's going to stay under the 42 because it's going to be a defensive struggle. And finally, I've got the Washington football team. It'd be fantastic if they went outright. I might even sprinkle a little dust on that because it's that plus 300. Maybe I'll throw $5 on it. It's like a scratch off, and what chances are you're going to lose, but you might hit. So anyway, I'm definitely parlaying the plus 8 with Washington. I got them losing, but covering the 8. And I don't think it's going to be a very high-scoring game because Washington's front four pressuring Brady. And, so I got that going under 44.5. I appreciate... So, gather the info, place the bets, and cash those tickets. I appreciate you watching. Be sure to give me that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't done that. That's for sure. Do that. Hit the bell. I'm making the Sunday game video either tomorrow, Friday night, or Saturday, obviously before 105. But I'm probably going to do it tomorrow because Saturday I got a full day from dusk till, dusk till dawn. Yeah, from dawn till... From sun up, I got a busy day Saturday. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, so good luck on these bets. I'll see you next episode.